Welcome back to Going Bush, where Andrew and I find ourselves in much more familiar surrounds. This is a lovely little coastal estuary in northern Tasmania.
It is indeed. If you look out behind us, you'll see that it's low tide, which means there's heaps of mudflats. Now, some people might not see the beauty in these mudflats, but they are as nature intended.
This is baby ricegrass, and although these tiny clumps don't look all that threatening, it's a weed that, if left to grow, can cause long-term damage.
Ricegrass was planted in the Rubicon estuary decades ago, and it was thought to stabilise the stream banks, but actually it's a really, really invasive weed. It's a hybrid of a hybrid, so it's really vigorous. It can spread like mad. It infests all of the mud flats, and that means that there's no room for the fish, no room for all of the native species that will be living on the mud flats.
Now, ricegrass is one of those weeds that is very difficult to kill. There's been a few attempts made over the years. One was to put big sheets of black plastic over the ricegrass, and that sort of works, but only for a while. Another is to dig it out by hand, but that's very hard work because it has a huge root system.
Yes, if you don't get all the roots, another plant grows. What we've come up with is spraying, but obviously this is a pretty sensitive environment, so there has been a great deal of work gone into deciding the best chemical that will kill the ricegrass without doing any unnecessary damage to this delicate environment.
The best way to control ricegrass is by spraying it, and they've done an awful lot of studies about the environmental impacts of the spray, and they're very comfortable that there's no problems there. And the environmental impacts of ricegrass spreading are a hell of a lot worse than just the minimal impacts of the chemical that's registered for ricegrass.
The spraying initiative, a joint project between the local Landcare Group and part of Forestry Tasmania's Community Volunteer Assist program, which sees FT staff get involved in worthwhile community efforts.
We have quite a few people that work for Forestry Tasmania. They have a lot of different talents and skills, and it's an opportunity for us to offer those skills out to the community groups and other people that might be able to use those talents, and we offer approximately one day per person in Forestry Tasmania to go out there and help.
Basically, here today we've tried to keep ricegrass out of the ricegrass free zone. There's an imaginary line basically from Eagle Point on the eastern side of the river through to just south of Squeaking Point, and we've just tried to get all the ricegrass sort of north of Squeaking Point there today, just to sort of hold it back to that free zone.
So yes, it looks all very painstaking, that doesn't it? Individually grubbing out single stems of ricegrass and spraying little clumps. But the key point is, if you don't get it early, you end up with a much, much, much bigger problem.
Taking out the little ones is worthwhile because this is what happens when it gets hulled. This is above the ricegrass free zone, and as you can see, there's one or two stems of ricegrass about.
This is a ricegrass paddy field, if you like, and once it gets like this and clogs the entire estuary, the only way to treat it then is very expensively with a helicopter spray job.
I think it's a good thing to have a close association with small community groups, and you know, work towards a greater good of eventually, hopefully one day, making the whole estuary weed free or ricegrass free. Yeah, it's something a bit further down the track and requires more funding on a larger scale. But you know, if we can do something, it's all going to add up.
Ricegrass affects coastal areas in Victoria and Tasmania. Once it gets hold, it chokes up river systems. In the Rubicon alone, there's thought to be over 120 hectares of the weed. The Ricegrass Control Program is just one example of Forestry Tasmania's Community Assist volunteer program at work. It offers worthwhile organisations and individuals support to achieve benefits for the local community. To find out more, visit www.forestrytas.com.au and click on the Community Assist link for 2012.
Next time on Going Bush, timber skyscrapers, how engineered wood is set to revolutionise the construction industry.
Mapping the hidden values of Victoria's high country and some fresh ideas for forest fun. That's next time on Going Bush.